Yo, it's Joe, and we're going to be listening to the legend of the music of the legend of Vox Machina. This is going to be pretty cool, just to see what kind of soundtracks or what kind of tracks they got on the soundtrack. You know what I mean? The support that I've been getting from you guys has been nothing but phenomenal. Keep the likes coming, keep the comments coming, keep the support coming, share the video. Anything you can do to help would be greatly appreciated, and just thank you for watching anyways. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get into this bad boy and see what we got going on here.
If you have a good sound system, get it ready. Get on the TV, crank the volume up.
When the music kicks in, it's epic.
I mean, I can hear it already.
It's the final cherry on top.
I think everyone's gonna love the ride that the show takes you on.
The legend of the music of the legend of Vox Machina.
Just like seeing a lot of the art come out of the design teams and the background artists and the animators, hearing character themes, hearing intense moments of our story being...
Yeah, that's gotta be nuts. Imagine, like, creating a character and just, like, when you have, like, this badass stuff going on in your game, you're kind of, like, thinking, like, probably just in your head, you're thinking of some badass songs to accompany, you know, your imagination while you're playing. And now you get to actually have people come in and kind of bring that into reality. That's so cool. I know that he's got to be so happy. I mean, everybody's got to be happy, but sheesh.
Giving its original score, it's incredible.
And I've been getting told by a bunch of people too that Felicia Day was actually one of the big people that had them kind of like get together and start this thing. So kudos to her, man. She knew some awesome stuff when she saw it. So I mean, just that she's a part of it now, and just everybody that's a part of this project is going to be insane.
Incredible. It gives goosebumps instantaneously.
You know, it's funny, I didn't really think that I was that familiar with Neil Acree's music before he signed on to the project, but it turns out I really was. You've heard Neil's music if you've ever played any of the games that he is so well known for.
I worked for many years on the Stargate franchise, and then at some point got an opportunity to write music for video games, and that meant World of Warcraft, and that led to StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3 and Overwatch eventually.
It's great to work with
people. Oh, get out of here, dude. Wow.
Good at their job.
I love Overwatch, by the way, so sheesh, that's awesome. That is so cool.
Jobs, of course, but it's even more
I mean, I haven't played any of the other games that he was talking about, but Overwatch I played, and yeah, he does a great job with the music in that. Yeah.
Spectacular when you can work with someone whose enthusiasm for your project makes it not your project anymore, it's our project. And he's a true collaborator in that sense, that we are making something together.
When I first heard about the Kickstarter, I knew right away I had to be involved in some way. It's the kind of project my entire career has been preparing me for. At that moment I realized I can talk all I want about this, but the only way to really convey my enthusiasm is to do it through music.
We gotta love some strings in there, man. I love string instruments, especially like violins and cellos. Dude, love them.
Unbeknownst to us, Neil, on his own, scored a variation of what he called sort of the Critical Role theme, bringing in elements from previous versions. But
I need that shirt. Yeah, I think I need that shirt. Yeah, I think I need that shirt.
But also just building the size of the sound to show what could be possible.
I don't know if it's worn it before, but
hired an orchestra,
nah, yeah, I need that
recorded
shirt.
it, sent it to Sam, and said, "This is just my way of saying thank you for considering me."
I mean, listen to that. You can't match the epicness of that with any other kind of instrument aside from maybe a piano, in my opinion. Violins and pianos are like the best when you put them together to create this epic, more on the somber side sometimes, but not even, like, just, yeah, you can't match it. I feel like the emotion, for me personally, just can't be matched when it comes to epic music if you're gonna have a piano and a violin. Got something in my eye. Alright.
It hit our inbox, and I think I stood in the kitchen with a glass of water and listened to it about 37 times.
Yep.
It was one of the first moments where we really realized what could be possible with how we deliver this show. Neil knows our show. He knew the characters. He knew what the world was like. He knew what the different areas of Exandria were, and he was already talking about different themes for different locations.
Neil has such an epic grasp of fantasy, but it's also grounded and modern, which is exactly what we need, because Legend of Vox Machina is not a period piece.
I mean,
It
you
is
can
not
hear the music here is
historical.
like
It
bombastic
is
too. It's
a
great.
modern fantasy.
Matt's vision for the world that these characters run around in is so sweeping and gorgeous, and Neil's music meets that.
He's made music for in all kinds of different genres, electronic music and classical music.
He creates these really unique sounds. We're really lucky to have him on this team.
Instead of adapting the RPG, I'm adapting the cinematic influences that they had when they created these moments. I get in front of a keyboard and I start playing along, and it's kind of become this intuitive thing where it's kind of a puzzle. The acting and the pacing of the scene are clues that'll help get you halfway there, but then finding these threads that will tie the entire season together. I write all my music on keyboard, and that means using
That's what I'm
computers
trying to tell you,
trigger
man.
sounds. So if
Such
I
a good
play a
instrument.
note on the keyboard, I'll hear a violin sound or a French horn sound or a drum sound, and that
Just type
allows
that
me
in.
to create a mock-up of the music as it's going to be recorded by the orchestra before we even get musicians to
That's so
record.
cool. Damn, so he does a big part of
I had the chance to bring in some longtime collaborators like Tina Guo.
Okay.
Paul Cartwright is playing fiddle. Kristen Nigas playing woodwinds.
Ooh. Okay, so I don't know who any of these people are. I'm really not knowledgeable when it comes to artists like this. But yeah, they look like they they ain't coming to play games. They coming in here to give us some art.
The orchestra we're working with is the Budapest Scoring Orchestra in Budapest, Hungary. And for the main title, I brought in bagpipe player Eric Rigler. He played on Titanic
got some
and
bagpipes?
Braveheart.
Ooh. Ooh.
The one thing I knew starting out is that Your Turn to Roll theme had to be a presence in the score.
The adventure begins. They were always beside you. You'll know.
Both as a fan of it myself, and I knew it's something that
Your
the
turn to
fans
roll,
would
huh? I
wanna
gotta
hear.
listen to
Your
that.
Turn to Roll is really the song that we have built most of the second campaign around. But there are elements of it now that are just associated with Critical Role as a brand. So we wanted to implement that, if we could, in a smart way that would make fans of the show smile.
He's taken some elements of the Critical Role theme song and shifted and adapted and rearranged it so that it fits into the world of the Legend of Vox Machina.
In moments of action, humor, sadness, Neil will brilliantly weave
Is that like the theme song for the show Critical Role? The Your Time to Roll thing? It sounds like it. I gotta check it out.
these notes from that song in.
If you are a music nerd, you're going to catch a lot of wonderful little nods.
It's there as much as I can get it in. I've tried to do my best to build upon that and take it into new adventures.
This isn't just your mom and dad's fantasy series. It's not all one musical genre. We're bringing in a much wider breadth of musical influences that makes it way more interesting in my mind than just sticking to one genre.
The characters of Vox Machina have such clearly defined personalities, and I've tried to find ways to connect musically with those. To me, Grog is heavy metal. Pike
My boy.
and Keyleth, I've approached both with a similar kind of flute and choir. Percy, a little bit of a classical operatic approach. Vax and Vex have this gracefulness to them. So I've been handling that with strings playing this kind of classical waltz. I remember when I first started working on the show, I was trying to find the voice and kind of define some parameters. And then at one point, Sam asked me to write a heavy metal piece where Scanlan's playing the lute and it turns into a heavy metal guitar. And I'm like, all the rules are out the window. Scanlan really opened up the musical Pandora's box. with the songs that Sam and Peter wrote.
Scanlan's music serves all kinds of different purposes. In a practical sense, his singing and music activates his magical powers. But the main point of the Scanlan songs, for me anyway, is just to make people laugh.
It was very important to us in the beginning that the Legend of Vox Machina have the balance between emotional moments and comedic moments.
If it was just sweeping music and
That's so cool to see
beautiful
them have
vistas,
fun.
it wouldn't be us. We're a bunch of dumb fucks. So Sam grounds us in reality that way. Boy, Sam in reality. That's a comparison I've never made before.
In the campaign, I used to spoof top 40
Hey.
hits from the radio, but for the series, we decided to make Scanlan's music completely
Oh,
original.
my beats
And
of
so
love.
me, along with my brother-in-law, Peter Habib, have composed a brand new set of Scanlan originals.
There's a lot of personality with this character. He's got his own voice, so we've got to use that voice to further along the plot and to entertain.
The dynamic between Sam and Peter is amazing, and the result has been nothing short of spectacular.
They're short little songs that are just really well written and are funny.
We keep laughing because not only is it hilarious, but it makes sense and it fits and it elevates the narrative.
While most of them will make you laugh, they're also a jam.
They have no right to be so good. You want them to be stupid because of Scanlan, but they're so catchy.
Every time.
Those are my favorite kind of songs. Songs that have no right being as good as they are. I don't know if you guys have ever heard a song called, there's a couple of them. There's one called A Letter to Ashley by Your Broken Hero, and they made another song, Tommy's Face, I think it's called. Both of those songs slap, but they have no right to be as good as they are because they're kind of spoofing the kind of like 2000s, early 2000s, late Jesus Christ, did I just say late 1900s? That era of, I just dated myself. I feel so old. Never mind. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But listen to those songs if you're like me. Tommy's Face and A Letter to Ashley by Your Broken Hero. I've already heard them, so I'm not going to react to them because I don't feel like that'd be right. But if you guys would like me to do like a review or something on why those songs are so fire and what I like about them, and we can just listen to it together, I can do that too. Just let me know.
Time a new one gets shared, my heart, like the Grinch, grows 2 or 3 sizes.
It's been liberating to be able to work on a show where it exists in this fantasy world. It leads you down a lot of paths that you might not have ordinarily taken.
The songs of Scanlan Shorthalt definitely bring to life facets of that odd combination of classic fantasy and modern slapdickery. I have no other way to really explain it.
Modern
Sam and I
slapdickery.
writing these wild songs.
Cedric
I've gotten a lot
Dickory?
of insight into what a dirty birdie he is.
My toe is going in and out. Gonna make you twist and shout.
Word, he's using the toe? That's crazy.
I knew they were going to be extra, but they've gone
Not the toe.
super extra. Possibly one of the big reasons why this is going to be a very adult cartoon.
We touched on a lot of different
I can't wait for
music
that. That's so
styles
good.
and genres. Everything from a little bit of a hip hop edge to a funk and a soul edge to a country kind of style.
There are absurd songs and there are heartfelt songs.
It's magic.
The creative outlets
I'm
are
here for the absurd
flooded
songs.
completely open with this show.
In my career, I've had the chance to work on a lot of very beloved franchises, so I understand what it means to take the story and to try to deliver the best I can to help bring it to the fans, to bring it to a new audience, and I just want to make this the best it can be.
Folks, we've given a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the last couple years of music that we've generated for this show. My hope is that it brings the world that you guys know so well to another level.
To get to contribute to this, to be a part of this story, is a huge honor, and I hope that everyone enjoys the show as much as we've all enjoyed working on it.
Whew. Yo, I cannot wait for this, dude. This is gonna be such a good show. Oh my god, yo, the music is bumping already, and we haven't even really heard it, dude. I can't wait. I gotta listen to a couple of these. Maybe I'll react to those if you guys want the couple of the songs that were shown in there. I think it'd be pretty cool, right? I think so. But yeah, you guys, like I said, keep doing what you're doing with the support. It's much appreciated. You guys are great. You guys are doing a great job with everything, and yeah, I'll I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good morning, afternoon, night, whatever you got going on, and I will talk at you later.